The mastermind behind almost everything that we know when it comes to the XRP ledger, Ripple, and even XRP has given us the full-on blueprint around what the RLUSD stablecoin will eventually become, and also what the entire landscape around the XRP ledger will also look like regarding pretty much everything that we know of when it comes to finance. We're talking about transactions on a day-to-day basis. We're talking about equities, bonds, real estate, everything of value tokenized on chain. The stablecoin is the secret sauce to all of it, including the FX market, which is a $7.5 trillion per day market. Now, like I said, we have a lot to talk about because we are going to be uncovering a lot of details in this video regarding the stablecoin, thanks to, of course, David Schwartz, the Ripple CTO. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So let's dive on in and let's talk about a few things. Number one, we have here from Ripple, backed by over 10 years of on-chain experience, say hello to Ripple USD. So the marketing has been kicking up definitely from Ripple regarding their RLUSD stablecoin. And when you actually look into the stablecoin, we've gone over it, right? I'm sure that everyone is aware of it now. RLUSD is definitely a big player in the stablecoin market already. But this is regarding the full-on, internet of value, or the tokenized economy, digital economy, however you want to put it. It is the internet of value, basically. And we have here, they even say, hold, buy, and trade tokenized USD on chain with the stablecoin that's held to higher standards and no reservations about our reserves. A little, shot at Tether there. But again, this is a stablecoin that businesses, institutions, retail, everyone, in my opinion, will be using. And, we really kind of look at this in a much bigger way. It's not just about a stablecoin, because even over here we have, enable merchant and vendor third-party payouts, fiat to RLUSD on and off ramps, and global settlement for FX markets, right? And that's a big focus because for me personally, the FX market, $7.5 trillion per day, it's an absolute monster market. But then they also mentioned derivatives as well, a settlement asset for derivatives markets. So when we think about all of this, okay, well, we have the FX market, we have the derivatives market, we have, tokenized, the tokenized economy becoming a reality, institutional DeFi. So all of a sudden we have this idea in our mindset where it's like, wow, this is actually pretty crazy, right? Like, this is a lot of money. This is quadrillions of dollars. But what does it mean for XRP? Because, yeah, it's moving on chain, and we're going to see all those transactions on, some of these networks like the XRP ledger, the ethereum, ledger, things like that. And, we start to think to ourselves is like, how is this going to affect XRP? Like, what is this going to do for XRP? Is it just going to be the network effect that's going to drive the value? Which technically, yes, that's going to happen. But it feels as though this is much bigger. And like I said, I do think that David Schwartz told us about this. But let's first start off with, some discussions on the stablecoin side of things. For an example, A16Z Crypto put out a great post regarding their 7 big ideas for 2025. And number one on that list was enterprises will increasingly accept stablecoins for payments. Now, yes, because if we think about stablecoins, guys, 2024 was a historical year for stablecoin growth and adoption. Now, they do mention putting government bonds on chain, greater adoption of the DUNA, a new industry standard for blockchain networks in the US. Builders will reuse, not just reinvent infrastructure. The crypto industry finally gets its own app stores and discovery. Crypto owners become crypto users. Hiding the wires helps usher in Web3's killer app. Now, this is interesting. Again, this is one of the biggest players in the space. I'm sure that you guys already know about them, right? Over 130,000 plus followers. But I want to focus on that number one, right? Because it's stablecoins. We're talking about stablecoins here. We're talking about RLUSD here. Over here, I put out a post, and this was actually quoting ZDubs33, Zach, over on X. And this was actually a great post by him because it did speak volumes on what's actually happening here behind the scenes while everyone is distracted. A quote from Zach is, everyone's chasing the 5x, 10x, and 50x returns on memes. No one wants to mess around with stablecoins. I said, solid post by Zach on why stablecoins are becoming one of the biggest narratives in this space in silence. This is why I focus on what Ripple is doing and what effects it will have on the XRP ledger and XRP. And his post went into detail on this. Stablecoins are still a sleeper narrative. No one wants to mess around with stablecoins while they're focused on these meme coins going 5x, 10x, 50x. But here's the thing, stablecoins are quietly becoming one of the most exciting sectors heading into 2025 this year. Consider this, 1.1 billion acquisitions of stablecoin payment orchestration companies. Stablecoin market cap over 200 billion. Institutions are coming on chain. BlackRock, for an example. Some of these stablecoins now hold more T-bills than entire nation states. And yet, when I talk to people, even within crypto, stablecoins are still a foreign concept. Go outside in the crypto community, and they may as well not exist. And this goes for anything, right? You talk about central bank digital currencies, you talk about DLT, you talk about, utilizing crypto, and people are just completely, blind to it. They don't even know what you're talking about. It's a completely different language to them. That's exactly why they're so exciting. The intersection of stablecoins and DeFi is a narrative to watch in 2025. Projects like, and he does mention a few here, want to go even deeper? Think about the possibilities when AI agents and stablecoins start to intersect and manage liquidity among DeFi. Stablecoins aren't just boring payment tools anymore. They're becoming the gold standard for how money moves and where it lives on chain. And yeah, this is very important to focus on. Zach is 100% on the money here because we are witnessing the evolution of finance. We're witnessing the evolution of money itself. Now, Subjective Views also posted 2 posts regarding the CEO of Paxos, and we have here, we live in internet age, and you need to have internet dollars. Congress will pass legislation and stablecoins like RLUSD will make the dollar more readily available around the world. Check this out.
Coins. What's your view on the changes we may see when it comes to stablecoins specifically with the new administration in the White House?
Well, I think the past administration obviously was a tough place for crypto. And so it's exciting to have an administration that is explicitly pro-crypto and pro-blockchain. I think that stablecoins are a very logical thing for administration to get behind because it improves the distribution of the dollar. And the dollar is a product that everybody in the world wants, but you can't get it. And the last thing you want to do is be tied to old distribution mechanisms. We live in an internet age, you need to have internet dollars. And if you make the dollar available in the right way, it democratizes access for everybody around the world. And while central banks are selling dollars today and they're buying gold or they're buying other assets, everybody, all retail people want dollars, and stablecoins allow you to be able to go direct to the end user in a very powerful way. That is good for the dollar. That is good for the U.S. ability to be able to sell the dollar, which is ultimately just T-bills. And I really think that this administration embracing the concept of blockchain and stablecoins is going to be good for Paxos, but it's really good for the United States.
And yeah, I mean, it is very good for the U.S. We already heard this from Fed governors. We heard it from the IMF. We heard it from basically every single major player around finance that this is reinforcing the dollar. So it definitely does make sense. And they want to be very fast when it comes to legislation on these stablecoins because the faster that they get, full-on adoption of this with legislation, well, the faster that things start to move quick around the US dollar and reinforcing the US dollar digitally. Now, also over here, we have, again, CEO of Paxos says the crypto golden age is about to unfold. Check this out.
We're heading into 2025. What's your view? What's exciting you about 2025 when it comes to the beautiful and fast-moving world of crypto?
Well, look, I am so excited because we think really this is the crypto golden age that's about to unfold here. We shouldn't overdo it. It's kind of easy to do, but this is going to be a really fun time. It's the opportunity to embrace this innovation. It's gone from something that was considered a bit of a sideshow or a cul-de-sac to now being something that's going to be mainstream and change people's lives every day. And I think that breakthrough element is not just Bitcoin, which kind of had its IPO last year with the ETF, but really it's also going to be around stablecoins, which is going to completely transform the financial system, going to transform how payments work. Imagine having an always-on dollar. Lots of other currencies are always on, but the dollar isn't, and the dollar is used everywhere. And so the possible innovation that can happen here, the way you can create new types of banking products and services, the way you can really reach people that have never been reached anywhere in the world, I mean, that is really exciting. We're launching products to make it happen. I know that this is going to be something that's a whole industry-driven thing, and we're really proud to be part of it.
So yeah, I mean, listen, we are about to witness a major shift in the entire market. It's something that I've been talking about now ever since the election because, everything that we've been hearing about since November 5th is how we are about to get a pro, crypto Congress, pro crypto admin, and then we are seeing the entire restructuring of the SEC as well. This is going to pave the way for a lot of these companies like Ripple, for an example, to grow astronomically and at, rapid pace. But also it's going to pave the way for the underlying tech that they utilize, in this case, the XRP ledger and even XRP, to also do the exact same. Now, on top of this, again, we're addressing the stablecoin. What is the actual, plan behind all of this? Well, like I said, David Schwartz outlined this. This goes all the way back to June of 2019. Big shout out to Anderson for this. I think it's actually helpful. Schwartz's position on stablecoins have remained the same over the years. You still need liquidity between those stablecoins. If you can imagine you might have a hub in one country, a hub in another region, how do you settle between those hubs? You need something that's neutral. You need something that's kind of jurisdictionless. If you want a sort of open participation ecosystem, you can't have things that are controlled by a single party at the center. Now, mind you, I do believe that all of this has been planned since day one. You got to remember that David Schwartz is the name behind the DLT patent from the 80s. We're talking about 1980s, not, hey, this is 10 years ago or 20 years ago. No, this is the 1980s, and it's the first patent on DLT, and it's from David Schwartz. And he's literally telling you, hey, we need something that is jurisdictionless. We need something that's neutral between all of these stablecoins. We already have RLUSD. When are we going to see all of these other, currencies on chain in RL, Euro, etc., just like this image here? And this is an image from a Ripple document. But listen closely to what David Schwartz is saying here.
Let's switch to stablecoins, because they're obviously kind of all the rage right now, and everyone and their dog is issuing one, from JP Morgan to Facebook. But especially what the banks are doing. I think last week a new kind of consortium of banks said, hey, we rolling out this new stablecoin. Does that kind of freeze you guys out, or?
I think it's actually helpful. One of the problems that people have is the ability to hold digital assets can be difficult, particularly with the volatility in some digital assets. Stablecoins are safer to hold if you can trust the issuer. So I think to that extent, it can be helpful, because you still need liquidity. So if you imagine a dollar stablecoin issued by JPM, and you have maybe some other dollar coins issued by companies like Circle, and everybody seems to be issuing a stablecoin, and then you have stablecoins in other currencies, because if you're not in the United States, a dollar coin is not really all that stable. You still need liquidity between those stablecoins. And I think it's also important to remember that these stablecoins have counterparties, and there isn't a universal counterparty. There isn't some counterparty that everybody in the world can have equal access to. It's going to have to be in some jurisdiction. It's going to have to be part of some regulatory regime. And so I think if the vision is this sort of open participation, this sort of internet of money, collateralized stablecoins will be players, but I think there will still have to be liquidity between them. And if you imagine dozens of stablecoins, hundreds and hundreds of markets is probably not going to be as efficient as going through some sort of assets that aggregate, like the dollar does today. The dollar sort of aggregates demand for smaller currencies, and we see XRP playing that role.
And you're saying its openness is going to favor it because it's easy to move in and out of?
Yeah, I think if you can imagine, like, you might have a hub in one country and a hub in another region, how do you settle between those hubs? You need something that's neutral. You need something that's kind of jurisdictionless. If you want a sort of open participation ecosystem, you can't have things that are controlled by a single party at the center.
And again, this is the same exact vision even today. We now know that there's major moves being made outside of the US. We know that there is becoming, it's becoming a huge narrative, this de-dollarization push, this move against the US. It's all happening because they want decentralization. They want neutrality. They don't want to be, tied back to just one player. So, to have all of these different stablecoins, to have a completely digital financial system, this is exactly what's needed. And yeah, I do believe that, the XRP ledger and XRP was specifically designed for something like this. I think that it was designed for a world where, we are living in a jurisdictionless digital financial ecosystem where almost every single one of these nations do have their own stablecoin very similar to this image. I think that this plan is already in place. I think that it's already in progress as well. And I do think that a lot of people are kind of missing the big target here. And I get it, right? We're caught up in the short term. We take profits in the short term. We get paid in the short term. But I'm telling you guys right now, the the long-term vision here for everything around this space, around tokenization, around bringing everything on chain. It is it's something special. It's something special to be a part of, especially at this current moment in time when we're so early. And I don't want you guys to lose focus of that, because that is something very important to focus on. You know, especially, it doesn't really matter what age you are in, but if you are on the younger side, this should definitely be 100% a focus of yours, because, you know, stocks are not going to make you generationally rich, but investing to the next big tech wave that will reshape everything for the next 100 plus years, that will make you generationally rich. And I do think that that's exactly what crypto is. I think that this is a space where this technology behind this space will ultimately completely reshape and change everything around us. And that cannot be cheap. And yes, I'm talking about XRP as well. XRP cannot be cheap if we're thinking about all of these use cases and we're thinking about everything that's really happening in front of us right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.